Hi there, welcome to our channel. I'm Vic.
I'm Nick.
And we are Envy Board Gaming, and today we're looking at Aquatica. This is a 1 to 4 player game. It's published by Arcane Wonders and designed by Ivan Tuzovsky. Nick is going to go through how you play, and then we're going to give our review.
Hey everyone, welcome to the table. We are set up here for a 2-player game of Aquatica. In Aquatica, you are trying to get these locations out here. You are deck building in a way with these cards right here. You're getting character cards. You're trying to achieve objectives up here. And you can use Manta and earn Manta throughout the game. So, we're going to start out by dealing 2 kings, 2 leaders to each player. And then they're going to pick which one they would like to keep. They give you different abilities. They are considered part of your hand, just like any other character card out here. Just like your base set of cards. Just give you a certain special ability that no one else will have. So I'm just going to deal one out to each of these players. And in your turn, in this game, a turn consists of the main phase in which you pick a card to play. You can't avoid this one. It's the very first thing you do. You pick a card you want to play. So, some of your actions you can do, you can recruit a character. So this character here lets us recruit one of these characters. You have to pay the cost on the bottom. Right now I don't have any resources, so I could take this one for free, and that could be what this character does. So if I do that, this card would go, when I play to go to my discard up here. I know this can be kind of off the screen a little bit, but I'll bring it over when I need to mention anything on this board. And this would go actually in my hand, unlike other deck builders would go in your discard. It actually goes in your hand. And then another player would go. So let's take a look at another card here. We have a symbol here that shows you can conquer. It says gain 3 of those symbols and conquer 1 location. Well, for that, we look at the conquer symbol. It says conquer / and it shows a coin. So you can pick which one you would like. You might be able to see that. So this one says 2 for the conquer. So if I have 2, which I do, I have 3 based on the character I played. I could just go ahead and take this location. When I take this location, I will put it inside this double layered board here, my player board, and I will slide it, let's go this side, slide it all the way until the first visible icon is showing. There it is. So that's where it starts out at. Now I have this +2 coin to use on my next turn. So for my next turn, if I were to play something that had a coin, let's take a look at my hand here. This one says I can gain a location and gain $1 and buy 1 location. So remember, I could buy character cards, but for locations, it's always up here. So I look at the cost of this location. I see I have 2 money. This one's going to give me 1 money. So I have 3 money to use if I wish this turn. Well, here's something that costs 3 money or 6 conquer. So I could go ahead and pay the 3 money, 1 with this card, and 2 by moving this track up. So that shows that I paid the 2 extra, and now I have a different ability for next turn. I couldn't keep using this card, so then the same turn. So I'm just going to use it once this turn, and that will give me 3 coins, so I go ahead and add this one down right here. Now this one has an ability of 2 coins for my next turn. And there are several abilities. So this one, let's say we looked at this, that has a symbol, and it'd be tough to see. This has a symbol, so it says in particular which locations that applies to, this 2 conquer discount. So there are locations that have these little icons at the bottom right. That was the one that I just showed you. So I have a discount of 2 when I want to conquer that. So it'll turn from 7 to a 5. There's an example. This symbol here would let you take a card back into your hand that you have spent, one of your character cards. And this is another discount. That's just a different, that volcano one is just a different type. So what you're trying to do is to work these all the way here to where it's just the victory points, and then bank those. In order to bank those, you're going to need symbols like this right here, this chest. So if you were to acquire this location and get down to here, you can go ahead and use that ability to bank in a location card up to the top of your board right here. So that is going to earn you victory points, and it could help with some objectives on the board as well. So I know if I played that treasure chest, I'm going to go ahead and bank that card. I'll usually leave it face up so I can see in case I need it. need to know something or reference something, I'll leave it right there. And that means that I bank this. I'm going to get 3 points at the end of the game minimum. So I can keep doing things like that. I can acquire these. I could acquire cards. I can scout. There's an action that's called scout. What scouting does is it moves everything that was still here on up here, and it becomes 1 conquer cheaper to go ahead and do a conquer action. And then this stuff all replenishes. So then 6 new cards will come right out. And that is a scout action. Normally the scout cards will go ahead and tell you to now, it'll give you maybe a certain number of conquer or a certain number of coins and say, okay, now go ahead and spend those with your new cards out here. Also, to add on to the action, you could spend these manta. So different players, all the players have a little bit different, but 3 of them are the same. The only difference is that you will have these manta that will apply to different locations. So these +2 conquers are on different locations for every player. That's the only real difference. But you can spend these. You can spend these at a whim and just say, you know what, I'm going to gain $1. I'm going to flip this manta as an action, and not as an action, but as a bonus, and add $1 to my my spending, or 1 conquer to my spending, or move up 1 on these right here. If I didn't want the coins, I wanted to skip it, move it on up. I spent it, it flips over. So those are always something. And some cards, if you finish those and bank them, so let's say I banked this card, it will have a bonus in the bottom middle, and you'll go ahead and get that bonus right away. In this case, it's a wild manta, they call those. And it shows which wild manta it is. Well, there's a whole bag of them. This one showed 2 conquers, so I would take the 2 conquer out of this bag, and it would become part of my collection of mantas that I can spend. So you're going to keep doing that sort of action. Another way you can get victory points, though. Oh, and by the way, if somebody were to scout right now, the cards that are up here go to a discard right here. So other things that we're looking at to score points are these objectives. And there are tiles that will go ahead and change the game and change what objectives are. But the pre-printed ones here have 2 of those wild mantas, have 3 locations banked, have 8 character cards in your hand. And by the way, when you play a character card, there is a card that everyone gets in order to unflip all the mantas that they've used and to get their cards back. And then and you discard one of the leftmost character. It's like a ticking kind of a clock. Only on 2 players though will you do that. You'll discard the leftmost character in the ocean. So you can always get those back. And so this one's saying that would probably be one that triggers, because you'll have 8 character cards in your hand, perhaps. You start the game with 6 plus a king, perhaps. Some kings you actually discard right away. So like this one. After you gain this, you get that manta, and then this king goes back into the box. So that actually hurts for this particular objective, because now you have 1 less card in your hand. Your opponents probably have seven cards in their hand, while you're going to have your base 6, because you're actually getting rid of that. But he will help with this one because you already have 1 wild manta, so it doesn't matter. It all works out. So this one's 8 character cards in your hand, and this one is having 5 locations out on your own player board. You can see there are 5 slots here. So game end. So well, you're gonna get points for that. So essentially, if you're first to go there, you get the most points. You're gonna get 8 points if you're the first one to go there, and you're gonna get less points the later you wait. Game ends when either one player has all 4 of these objectives and has their manta, because you have to put your manta out here. You have 4 of these manta that belong to you. You have to decide which one you want to spend, because it's never coming back. You're marking down that you had 5 locations, cool, but you do lose that manta for the rest of the game. That's how you're going to mark those, so everyone knows who got what points. Game will end either when somebody has all 4, or the location pile runs out, or the character card. You cannot replenish the characters. So when you take a character, it will just slide. When you take a character, everything just slides on over. And if it comes to a point where you cannot replenish what was taken, that will trigger the end of the game. So players will keep taking turns until one of those conditions is met, and then everyone takes 1 more turn, and that will be it. Again, at starting player, it will not matter who is starting player. There's not necessarily going to be even amount of turns. Whoever triggers that end game is still going to get 1 more turn, just as their opponent will get 1 more turn. But there you go. That's how you play Aquatica. We'll tell you what we think. All right, welcome back. We're here for a review of Aquatica, another game that we first played on Dice Tower Cruise.
Yeah.
We played it with a publisher. I'm not sure what company he was from. I'm not sure if he was from Arcane, so I can't really speak to that. But we played with a publisher on the cruise, 3-player game. We later bought it. It took a while for us to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was fine. Just at that time we were getting so many games, I think, and just really didn't quite make the mark. It's like a game I actually needed to have.
Yeah.
But it did go on sale at Barnes & Noble, so I picked it up, and it has grown on me quite a bit since then. I think it actually something about that play didn't quite play as smoothly as when we learned it again.
Mm-hmm.
So we relearned it, and it was like, okay, this is smoother than I remember. Like, it's real smooth. First off, I was gonna say the best thing about this game. Well, this isn't the best thing about this game. It's something I really like. Are these manta?
Mm-hmm.
I like whatever they're made of. The clinky. I like there's something about them. I just like those. I like the color. I'm a dark gray guy. I love dark grays, and it's not cheap. It's not cheapy feeling or looking. It looks cool, and I'm gonna say the best thing about this game though is the unique mechanic of driving these up your board.
Yeah,
And
I love that.
Yeah, and you're triggering off different things. You can do more than one, but you can only do one on each card at one time. But it's just cool that you can use these different things. You actually get physical things, and that doesn't always work in games. Sometimes you want that physical item. And this one, no, I don't miss it at all. I think it's really cool just to have these, and you can play the cards based on what you have available to you in your location. So I think that's really cool, and I like the look of this game. It just looks really nice. I like the leader's abilities are nice, and I like the thing I don't like. How about that? I don't care about the character cards that as much, especially later in the game.
Really?
The character cards out there, and there's doubles of every one. I think that's the weakest part of the game. Just because toward the middle to end, I'm not recruiting any characters. I got all the characters I need. I'm done. Please, I don't want to ever play one of those character cards unless there's something I like drastically need.
Or an objective for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's worth it because it could be 8 points if you're the first one to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, you only lose maybe 5 or 3 points, I just don't see the balancing as far as wasting the turn to get a character otherwise toward the end, because they don't give you anything at that time. You have to waste 2 turns. If you really want one of their actions, if you want one of their actions, you have to spend 2 turns to do it. You have to buy them, wait your turn again, and then you use them. And, it's just maybe mildly better than what you could have already done.
They're worth points at the end, though, for all the ones in your hand.
1 point if it's in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take note.
So, yeah, that's to me, that's the weak part right there. I do feel like I like the game a lot. It's one that I can easily, I don't have the expansion. I am glad there's an expansion out there. I want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we can tack on another board. Sometimes in games, I really don't want to add a whole other board, a whole other thing. This game, give me a whole other board, give me a whole other thing to do, because I can see the replay value not being there for that long.
Mm-hmm.
I can truly see that. So I'm glad there's an expansion. I want the expansion because I really like this game. The replay value for the base game, I can see that there might be an issue here with that. And hopefully that expansion, which I have not played, I have not reviewed, is something that takes care of that issue that I might have. Right now, I still like the game. I would still gladly play it, but I can see that it could taper off if I don't get the expansion. That's just how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
So my score is a very good one, 8.3. Really good game, really good teach. It's real smooth to teach it. I feel like you can, it's not a light game, but it's a good medium game, and I like the theme. I like everything.
Yeah, and I mean, when you spoke about replayability, at least there are a big stack of location cards.
Yes.
Although you are doing a lot of the same of trying to get X amount of combat or X amount of coins to be able to conquer something or buy the location. So yeah, that it's a lot of the same thing over and over. I agree with Nick. Another board would be great for the game, just to add a little bit more variety to the things that you're ultimately doing, and maybe more excitement in the character card realm. Maybe there could be more things that they do. Right now they kind of have some interesting, some of them have some interesting actions, but a lot of the other ones,
I think you need another board to facilitate more instant actions. Another board to let you do the characters that accompany that board. Okay, this character that you've added to this expansion now
is helpful with this board. I want those characters.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, but I thought the game was very beautiful. I agree with Nick about the quality of not only the mantas, but also the quality of the player board that you have, and the fact that you can slide something into it. That is a lot of fun and has a lot of appeal. The blues in it are very pretty. Right away, somebody, they remarked Alyssa, I think, when she saw the board, was impressed by it. And it drew us in at the Dice Tower cruise when we walked by. I'm not sure if Nick was aware of the game already, and pardon me if you were. I wasn't. So when I saw the game, I thought, oh, what's that? So it's kind of eye-catching in that regard. Quick teach, as Nick said, very clean game. I have a lot of fun playing it. I do think that there is... I wouldn't say a lot of strategy to it. I mean, you don't have a lot of different ways to go about it, I don't think, right? Would you agree? I mean, mainly you're getting locations and trying to put them in the treasure. That's it. There's not much more in terms of, like, trying to go different paths to victory, in my opinion.
Yeah. I when you're acquiring those locations, to me, there is a strategy. I might not just go for the best I can afford. Like, I have 3, I want to get the $3 one.
Oh, yeah.
I see things out there like, okay, I need one that has the treasure chest. I need to chest things away. I don't have a lot of things that move up. I need things that move things up. I need things that do this. I need this certain location because I have a -2 on that.
Yeah.
So, to me, the strategy all lies with what locations do you want? Which one's going to help you get to itemize, get your items in your loot
keep
and all
things
that.
going, so to speak.
Keep your engine going. What is going to stagnate you? Some cards aren't that good. They're just not good for your strategy. You're not in a coin strategy. You don't want coin cards.
That's true. I guess for me, I just felt that a lot of the time there wasn't so much thought about what these cards will get you, because then you get distracted by an objective, and then you're just trying to get as many maybe on your board, fulfill that, and then I'm paying less attention. But maybe I misspoke about different ways to play it. But my score for it is still strong. It's an 8.6. I had a lot of fun playing it. I enjoy how quick and snappy it is. People received it well. They learned it quick, and we just have a lot of fun playing this game.
Yeah, I mean, I said the best thing, and you know what? Better than the Manta is what Vic said. This board is really good, and you know what makes it even better is when I slide a card up there, and I show that, it doesn't fall out. It doesn't it's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
It's not something I have to jam up there. No, it grips it perfectly.
Yeah, and it's not falling out constantly.
Yes. And if I want to come out, it's not.
Yeah.
So, maybe if I... Yes, there we go. Now I get it out.
So
perfect.
If you are a boardophile and you like boards, this is the one to get. It's a good one for that.
It's a good one.
We hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more great videos. We will see you next time.